whenever you pull it out, you pull it with the grain. But you can see it's buried down in there. You gotta throw it so hard that when it sticks, their ancestors feel it. There are three different types of knives. There's the handle heavy, the blade heavy, and the balanced. Professional throwers tend to throw a balanced knife. Amateur throwers like myself tend to throw a blade heavy knife. You throw the weight and hold the opposite of that. In this case, I'm holding the handle because the handle weighs less than the front. In the same way that whenever you shoot an arrow, the tip of that arrow weighs more than the end of the arrow does. You want to have that weight projecting through the air first. Same thing with an atlatl or basically anything that you throw. You want the weight to be out in front. So by holding it this way, putting your hands in exactly that position, in that position, whenever you release the knife, if you've stepped off 5 paces, that's going to be about that 15-foot mark. And you're going to find that the distance is the entire key to making this work. Don't be at all concerned about whether or not you're sticking the knife every time. Nobody sticks the knife every time. I have an unconventional release. A lot of people will release it with the thumb on the side. They'll throw it this way, so they throw the knife so that it's vertical to the target. I throw it so that it's horizontal to the target. I think it's easier to release my hand because I don't have to change my grip. Also, whenever you hold your thumb on top, you have that wobble factor. Your thumb can do this on either side, but if you have your thumb in the center, you lose that wobble factor. So to set this up, if you want to see this, I set it up this way so that my little finger hangs off, and I put that finger, and that finger dead center. And then I put my thumb dead center. Now the reason is that whenever I release it, I'm going to hold it up this way. I'm going to come forward slowly, and as I bring it forward, my hand is already in the right position. A lot of knife throwers will hold their hands this way. I think that's an unnatural position. So I hold it in the position it's already in. Then whenever I come forward and release it, I release it this way. Now, the key to that is that by setting your hand up here, here, and here, dead center, and this thumb is dead center, then when I have this finger off, this finger is not affecting it at all. And whenever I release it, I simply open my hand. So there's almost no interference with the knife. When I release it, when I come to that release point, I just stop throwing it, and the knife is perfectly flat and level and on its way to the target. And it will flip and come back around. It'll make one revolution in the air. Now there are different techniques. The one that I showed you is the one that I prefer, where I'll actually step back. I'll find my distance here from throwing a hawk or something else. I take a full step back, and then I'll take a step 45. And in this case, I found that this wasn't exactly the right spot. I had to move it back about 6 inches in order to find the right place. So if I throw it from here, the knife probably won't stick. And I'll show you what I mean. See, it didn't quite get over. Whenever the knife hit, the knife was still coming across this way, and it hit right there, and it didn't have quite enough time in the air. If I'd been back 6 more inches, then this arc would have happened here, and it would have been to this point when I hit it. You understand? So by finding out where it doesn't work, which is here, if I move back and give that knife an extra 6-8 inches in the air, then this one should stick. There's what they call a professional technique. Some throwers will find this position, this distance, and they will start here, and they'll start with their foot aimed this way and this one aimed out, and then they'll just come forward and throw it. I don't like that. I think it's kind of a wimpy ass throw, if you want to know the truth. I much prefer to have some oomph behind it. The thing about a knife is, unlike a hawk, with a hawk you want to have a little bit of an arc in it. Not a lot, but a little. And whenever you throw a knife, you're really not looking for arc. I want to draw it back, and whenever I throw it, I want it to start here and stay here. I don't want to throw it up this way and have it arc down into it. So a knife is thrown much harder than a tomahawk, And I find it very difficult to start from one place, go back a foot, and make, you know, one single move that way. Which is why I prefer to come all the way back here and then stretch up to my target. So whenever I'm throwing here, I'm stretching back up toward where this target was in the first place. That's where my line is, right here. Okay?
Sounds good.
Now, would you like to throw it?
You bet.